stars, welcome to ARTlapse, a series where I share a time lapse of my art and we talk all about creativity because the artist behind the art is even more important than the art itself. So, for today, we're going to be talking all about self-care for creatives because if you're just like me, a recovering former workaholic who wants to be productive because of capitalist programming and all that stuff, you know that self-care is one of the first things we tend to compromise as creatives. And when we compromise our self-care, what happens? We compromise our art because the art cannot exist without the artist. And that is sort of the whole idea of this ARTlapse series. So I thought it would be the perfect topic to bring for discussion, bring my different points of views and feedback on to provide you all with different self-care modalities to explore to find what fits the uniqueness and individualism that is you, because only you can dictate what works for you. And the way we discover that is by getting curious and exploring. So, starting off, human maintenance. Being a human can be freaking tough. So we really have to dive in and learn how to maintain what it means to be human in our vessels and take it to that scientific level. If that's what we need to do, then that's what we're going to do, because we must find a balance so that we can continue to create, do, and be our best. We require that strong foundation. For it can be taxing to share our spirit with the world and be vulnerable. That's what it means to be an artist. So we must do our best to be gentle, delicate, and supportive of ourselves and our being and our essence so we can continue to create. Divine alchemy. Creativity is alchemy. We are transmuting our humanity, our perspectives, and our own essence into a message that we then take and share with the rest of the world. This is transmutation. We are the vessels for divine creation to flow through us, so we must learn how to prime our perfect channel. And I have plenty of more videos and art lapses that dive further into this topic of the divine channel. If you want to listen, go back to the old archives and hit those up. The power is in the present moment. I have seen this formula on different social media posts. I did not come up with this, but basically mind plus body plus spirit equals emotions. So how you treat and take care of and maintain and your hygiene in these different areas, mind, body, and spirit, is going to dictate how you feel. So we must focus our attention and be mindful and intentional with the things that we consume, express, and do mentally, physically, and spiritually, because that is going to dictate what we feel. And what we feel, emotions, equals energy in motion. So the energy that you will embody, your beingness, is your emotions. And if that's the fuel in our gas tank that sort of dictates the lens and colors our human experience as our emotions, then we have to take our power back. And I realize that not all of us are in positions to change and take these responsibilities, but we can do what we can to feel just even a smidge little bit better. I guarantee you have the power to do that, whether it's just drinking a glass of water, taking a breath of fresh air. We must learn how to take care, maintain, and self-soothe so that we can continue to create. And how we do that is by connecting to the present moment through our feelings and honoring our feelings, truly listening to them, and using these feelings as our guide, for our emotions are our teachers. So now I thought it would be good to share different habits in these different areas, the mind, body, and spirit areas that I do, that so it can give you an idea and different ways to explore so you can discover for yourself what resonates. Mindful habits. I have a whole YouTube video already created for mindful habits for artists, so if you find this interesting, go ahead and check out that ARTlapse. But let's go ahead and dive in. Experiment and get curious with finding what stimulates and also helps you curate and clean up your mental field. Meditation has been very helpful for me on that. I like to start the day off waking up, putting some guided meditation on YouTube, so I am entering the world from already a primed state of positivity, of optimism, and being excited to take on the day. Affirmations has been another thing that has been incredible for me, because if you think about it, your mind is like a motherboard. It's a computer chip, and the different thoughts we keep thinking are the programs that we either learned, adapted, or were told that are just running on autopilot in there. And so sometimes we got to sift and sort through old, outdated programs that require software updates, or maybe it's like this program is so outdated, we got to uninstall it and take it out of there because it's holding down the whole system, you see. So affirmations are intentionally plugging in positive thought patterns that are empowering you, that will help you grow, that will help you to move and be and think in a new way. Another thing that has been very powerful for me is the emotional freedom technique, which sort of marries shadow work, affirmations, and mindful, like cognitive perspective on ourselves so that we can self-soothe, while also tapping on different acupressure points on your face, which are related to the neurological centers of the brain for reprogramming. So marrying these things together and sort of walking through your emotion, honoring them, exploring it, and then challenging yourself to think in a new way, and loving, honoring, accepting, and forgiving yourself, that we can release these old stuck emotions and move through them with intention. Another very key pivotal thing is journaling, because this is the only space that we really can intentionally create a relationship and dynamic with ourselves where we can express ourselves freely and authentically. And by simply writing down your emotions and thought, you're already honoring them by allowing them to take space in the world, by acknowledging them, by expressing them. So it helps you to have that relationship with yourself, so you can check in with how you feel and sort of see how you are growing and changing, evolving, and basically having a space to process stuff. Another thing is planning. I'm a planner, and writing down all my thoughts and putting them in a schedule and a calendar enables my dreams to start to become a reality, because if you put a date and time to something, it becomes real. If it does not have a date or time, it is not real. Different physical habits to explore is really, my advice comes down to find what feels good and do it. Find whatever physical movement feels good for you and do it. Just focus on moving your body. When I started to reframe it in my mind as movement and doing what feels good, I was able to explore so many different things, like biking or nature walks or dancing. Just finding different things that feel good for my body. Another important thing that humans don't remember to do enough of: hydration. Drink your water, you'll feel better for it, your skin will feel better for it, your mind will feel better for it, your body will feel better for it. Literally, like, we are 70% water. So make sure you're cleansing yourself with water. It's like you're cleaning out your body by drinking water. And maintain a hydrated state, because of all the sugary drinks and caffeine we're drinking, it's dehydrating us in the process. So drink your water. Another thing I've discovered is stretching / yoga, and I take that separately from movement. Even though it is movement, stretching out our muscles, I feel like, is something necessary for all humans to do. We store our emotions in our body, so to help release them, it helps to really stretch your body and to really get the stress, anxiety, and rigidness out of your body by embracing flexibility, openness, and peace. Spiritual habits. Do what resonates. So, spirituality is a deeply personal thing that's going to look unique to every human being, as it should, because it's that personal. So, these are things that I do, that I practice. Do what resonates, leave the rest. You don't even have to listen to this if you don't want to. First thing, chanting mantras. I find it's also mentally helpful. It helps to clear my spirit when I chant mantras from my Korean Buddhist lineage that my mother has taught me. It helps me to clear my mind, focus on something neutral and positive, while also feeling closer to my ancestors. And that has a lot of value. Embracing a gratitude ritual where giving offerings onto an altar, saying 10 things I'm grateful for, because you can list 10 things that you're grateful for even in the darkest of times. If you have running clean water and electricity, if that's what you can count your gratitude for, then count your gratitude there. And that really helps us to lighten our spirit and focus on the good, and where our focus goes, grows, and the universe loves recognition. Like, what if someone gave you gifts and you never said thank you? Would you want to give them a gift again? Probably not really. So want to always offer our gratitude. You can also align yourself with the cycles of the earth by engaging and embracing moon rituals, by following the new moon and the full moon and the cycles through the months. I find that to be a very beautiful practice with a lot of themes, symbology, metaphors to explore in my journaling practices. And the community that embraces those have a lot to offer on moon rituals. All you have to do is dive into the research. Also, going on nature hikes, I feel like, is deeply spiritual. In Buddhism, they really emphasize going out into nature because these divine landscapes are sacred, and they, like mountains, give us a different perspective that can calm our minds and connect us to something greater. So I do find it something that is deeply spiritual, because I don't know about you, but sometimes nature hikes do be testing my spirit. Makes me stronger for it. And lastly, practice feng shui. Get into decluttering. Organize your space, because the idea of feng shui is that all items that you have contain chi, but only you can manipulate and move it. So create a space that's going to help you and your subconscious mind feel safe, supported, and primed, so that you feel free, can relax, feel easy instead of stressed, anxious, because you're in a not clear space. So our space really impacts us spiritually, and I feel like it's how our energy takes up space, is through our home and our expression, and what that reflects about us and how we feel about ourselves and our relationship with ourselves. So by really honoring and making cleaning a daily practice for me has really made it something sacred and bigger than me. And that has really given me a lot of power to place that on a seat of importance in my life, where I can feel safe, supported, and excited and refreshed every day, versus having a cluttered space and feeling anxious, depressed, and overwhelmed, you see. Hobbies and interests. Take breaks by exploring other things that inspire you, that fill you up, and make you happy. Art is your perspective on life, so remember to live your life. Especially if you're a storyteller, you need to start collecting stories. You never know what idea or piece of inspiration or different thing, a hobby or interest of yours could inform your art and creative process unless you grant yourself permission to explore that thing and find and discover what it is that lights your spirit up. Rest and recharge. We've talked about this plenty on this channel, so definitely go and check those videos. But remember to charge your creative battery. Take intentional time away from your art to come back with a fresh perspective. We are organic beings, not robots, meaning we move in a fluid way. We're going to have periods of rest, reflection, periods of hard work, periods of harvest, all those different things, but we need to discover our own natural flow and honor it. And lastly, ebbs and flows. Creativity moves in ebbs and flows. We need to avoid the productivity/perfectionist traps, which only cage our creativity. Creativity moves through us like the cycles of the moon. So learn about your own natural cycles by tuning into how you feel in the present moment. And then through a higher perspective, can we start to really honor our natural state, milk our creativity when it is in abundance, and know how to cultivate creative energy when we need to. But it really starts with our relationship with ourselves, learning about ourselves, tuning into our needs and meeting them, and being self-sufficient in learning how to maintain our human beingness. And through honoring that, can we start to become the greatest creatives and aspire for those dreams of self-actualization and birthing new worlds, bringing new things into fruition by connecting to the power of the present moment. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, share it with anyone who you feel would benefit. Let's help each other out and really help to support and inspire our creative community. And if you have any questions or requests for the next ARTlapse, let me know in the comments down below, because I want to hear from you all and I want to start cultivating this conversation because it is so important. I hope this video helped inspire you to explore and discover different facets of yourself and honoring your needs along your creative journey. Thank you for listening. Stay magical. Bye.